Hello everyone and welcome to the first Museum Mini weekend. Since the two games I plan on covering this weekend are also games I plan on devoting a full-fledged video to, today's Museum Mini will cover just the gameplay of Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. Crash Bandicoot is a classic franchise created by Naughty Dog, but games since the original Naughty Dog titles have been created by various developers. The Naughty Dog Crash games, which consist of Crash 1 through 3 and Crash Team Racing, were a PlayStation exclusive and were a big selling point for Sony's console. In case you weren't aware, the Sane Trilogy is a collection of remasters, specifically remasters of the Naughty Dog Crash games, excluding Crash Team Racing. Remasters can certainly be a hit or miss, so how do these games fare? Exceptionally well, actually. This collection was handled by Vicarious Visions, who've had experience with Crash Bandicoot games in the past. Vicarious Visions put a lot of care into these remasters, and with some help from Naughty Dog and the fans, each level and all its assets were remade from scratch. So let's take a look into how these remasters play. The Crash Bandicoot games are 3D platformers, but for the most part they tend to stay on a set path. Almost like a 2D platformer, but instead of moving left and right, they move in and out of the screen. Well, for the most part. Certain levels and portions of levels switch things up a bit, but it isn't just platforming, there are also collectibles and crates to destroy. The collectibles, Wumpa Fruit, work a lot like coins in most Mario games, with 100 fruit granting you an extra life. Additionally, you can find these fruit within the crates. Destroying the crates, while seemingly a minor element, is a big part of the game, as they can be used for navigating throughout the level or as a goal for completion. The game encourages the player to break every crate in the level, as doing so will earn Crash a gem. This isn't required by any means, but it gives players another goal to work towards if they wish. They can also clear certain special requirements to unlock a color gem, which will lead players to secret areas in the level. The controls in Crash are very simple, especially in the first game. Basically, you just move around, spin to destroy obstacles or get rid of certain enemies, and jump to avoid obstacles and kill certain enemies. The next two games add a bit more to the controls, such as sliding or special powers, but they never feel like too much. It's a good, clean control scheme that is highly responsive and suits the simple nature of the game well. That being said, fans have noted that the collision detection is a bit different from the older games and takes some getting used to. Some will say this makes it more difficult to land, and this is more than likely the case, but I don't have many issues with it personally. Now, the Crash games are notoriously difficult, and I will say that certain parts of the game are just as difficult, if not more so. Again, this is probably due to the collision detection, but most of it is due to game design. These games were made to be punishing, and this isn't something that was changed in the remasters. If the games were made any easier, it wouldn't be Crash. What's so remarkable about the Sane Trilogy is that it feels like the original games. The art style and music obviously contribute to this in a major way, but one important aspect is that the gameplay remains mostly the same. Other than a few bonuses, which aren't intrusive, these are the same games brought back for a new generation of consoles, and it's great. With Spyro remakes just around the corner and a recent release of the Sane Trilogy on all major platforms, it's a great time to play Crash again. If you're looking for a retro platformer experience, you can't go wrong with this collection of three.